Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing the Navarrette versus Conceicao Is On video. As Emmanuel Navarrette, the reigning WBO Super Featherweight Champion of the world at 130 pounds, makes a quick return and defends his WBO title for the second time against former two-time world title challenger Robson Conceicao of Brazil. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I try to build my channel up here. This fight for the WBO Super Featherweight title is taking place November 16th on an ESPN undercard. As Shakur Stevenson is going to headline this card against Edwin De Los Santos for the WBC lightweight title. Navarrette is co-featuring against Conceicao. So, first off, I was very happy and excited about this fight. And the reason being is I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, Conceicao lost to Valdez and he lost to Shakur Stevenson. Let's get into those two losses real quick. First off, I firmly believe that Conceicao won the fight against Valdez. Valdez did close the fight strong, but the first half of the fight, he got completely outboxed. He closed the fight strong. I'd say 7-5 at best is what he got, but he escaped with a decision that he didn't, in my opinion, didn't deserve. So Conceicao, especially after he defeated Xavier Martinez, Conceicao absolutely deserved another crack at a title, which he got against Shakur Stevenson. He was supposed to fight for the unified championship, and he still did, but the belts were vacant because Stevenson didn't make weight. Now, I firmly believe that Stevenson beats Conceicao no matter what. But the fact that he missed weight, in my opinion, you'll never know exactly how good Conceicao would have looked against Stevenson if Stevenson would have been on the same weight, if they were fighting both on the same playing field. So, for me, that is significant. That at least means that Conceicao at some point deserved another title shot. And he had a 2-round no contest with Nicholas Polanco back in June. And now he's getting a crack at the reigning WBO champion and the #1 guy at 130 now, Emmanuel Navarrete, who in 2 fights has taken over 130. His resume from 122 and 126 gave him the clout. He came up and got up off the canvas earlier this year against Liam Smith of Australia and broke him down and stopped him in the 9th round to capture the vacant title and become a 3-division world champion. Made history with that win as he became I think he was only the 9th or 10th fighter that hails from Mexico to win a championship in a 3rd weight class. Then he squared off against Oscar Valdez and absolutely, in my opinion, dominated the tempo of the fight. It was competitive at times, but he really busted Valdez up, dominated on points, and convincingly defeated him to retain his WBO title. Now, following that victory, it's only going to be a 3-month turnaround, and he's going against Conceicao. And the reason why I think this fight is such an interesting fight for him to take is Conceicao. I hope people aren't looking at Conceicao as a pushover. Now, Navarrete can win this fight convincingly, but Conceicao's style makes this an interesting fight, and his height advantage. He has a 3.5-inch height advantage over Navarrete, but Navarrete, being the awkward fighter that he is, he has a 2-inch reach advantage, if you can believe that. So that somewhat makes them even, but just the fact that Conceicao is a pure boxer makes this fight interesting, the style clash here. It really does. And Conceicao's smart. So, and again, I thought Conceicao beat Valdez. Now, there's a couple things at play here. If I felt that Conceicao beat Valdez and Navarrete beat Valdez, I think Navarrete beat him more convincingly. So maybe Navarrette is a little bit better than Conceicao. But again, styles make fights. Maybe, maybe not. But on the flip side, if Navarrette wants fights against Vasily Lomachenko at 135, if that's what he's thinking about next, or if this is even a setup since it's on the same card. 1 second. If this is potentially a setup because he's on the same card as Shakur Stevenson against De Los Santos, if this is a setup for him to move up and fight Stevenson maybe, or even fight for the title, because he did apply for WBO super champion status at 130, which means he would be able to move up to 135 and challenge for the vacant title there, which some people think Haney is gonna, that belt's gonna go vacant at 135, and Vasily Lomachenko sitting there as the top guy in the WBO right now. So Navarrette Lomachenko makes sense, which if Navarrete could beat Lomachenko, that could lead to Stevenson to unify belts at 135. So there's a lot of moving pieces for Navarrete here. And going into this fight against Conceicao, I think it's high risk, kind of low reward, but at the same time, it's exciting because it's a good matchup, and it really shows that Navarrete is willing to take some risk and do what he's got to do just to prove that he belongs at the top of the division. And the fact that he's returning after only 3 months, I could see him returning and taking on a lesser fighter, you know, a guy who's not really on the level, but he's just staying busy. For him to come back against a guy like Conceicao shows balls, shows heart, and shows that this guy really wants to stake his claim. And I'm really excited for it. And it should be a good fight, and I think the whole card's going to be great. So Saturday, November 16th on ESPN, Navarrete versus Conceicao is on for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship of the World at 130 pounds. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.